All right, man. Another day, another reaction video. Let's get right to it.
Team to ruin Victor Wembanyama's plan of a dynasty. It could be the Houston Rockets. Oh, remember when Houston lost the #1 pick?
The fourth pick, the Houston Rockets.
Wemby turned to his buddy and was like, yeah, I hate the Rockets. Well, it's payback time, buddy, because Houston has been quietly building after James Harden and are closer than you think. In 20...
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I wasn't the biggest fan of them trading those Nets picks, but I can understand why they did it. They wanted to trade for those Suns picks because they think the Suns are going to be crumbling within the next year or two, and they want to try and go get a guy like Devin Booker or Kevin Durant. I definitely understand why they're doing it. But I don't know, man. I feel like the Suns still aren't a guarantee to trade to get their picks back. I know in a perfect world, they would want to trade a guy like D-Book and get their picks back so they can be bad, go get some young players and restart this thing from the ground up. But I think having the Nets picks, I feel like that would have been better too, because this is not a lock for the Suns to just be immediately like, okay, we want our 2027 and 2026 picks back, so here you go. I don't think that's a for sure thing, and I think the Nets would have been bad either way.
Harden and Daryl Morey left. Now GM Raphael Stone. And since then, dude has aced the draft. His first pick was Jalen Green at #2. Then he traded for OKC in the same draft for Alperen Şengün at 16. Then Jabari Smith Jr. and Tari Eason. Last year, Amin Thompson and Cam Whitmore. Now potential Rookie of the Year Reed Shepard. That is 0 misses in 7 draft picks. Do you know how rare that is? Oh, sure, you would like to swap Jalen Green with Scotty Barnes, who is still on the board, but that's it. So this summer, Houston dealt 2
I still
picks
don't
to
think
Brooklyn
Jalen Green was
to
a
get
miss,
even
though.
more back
Like, if
from-
we think about it, I don't think Jalen Green was an absolute miss. I think Jalen Green can still become that player that you drafted him to be. He just got to work on that efficiency, because the production is there. The points per game is there. I would like to see him get better as a little bit as a playmaker. I would like to see him play off ball a little bit better. But the production is there, man. You just got to work on the efficiency and just get him to be involved defensively. I mean, he's been more involved on defense this past season because Ime Udoka praises defense, but just get him to be decent.
Phoenix. So the Rockets have 6 of their own picks, plus the future of the shaky Suns. Now, if any team wants to hit the reset button and trade their star, Houston is the #1 team they call. They've got a better offer out there than the Jazz, the Thunder, the Spurs, anybody. No one can compete with Houston's offer.
I don't know if they beat out the Thunder. I really don't think the Thunder are gonna try and trade for a big piece though. Like right now, I believe the Thunder should hold on to those picks just because you have your guy. You have SGA. You have Chet and J-Dub. I think that could probably be one of the better big threes in the league, especially if we've seen in recent years, because that's a great team. They're young. They're going to be you drafted 2 out of the 3 of these guys, and you have the picks to where you can go get another Alex Caruso in the draft. You can go get another Isaiah Hartenstein in the draft. You can go get another Cason Wallace in the draft. So keep this big 3 down packed. Go draft more role players that fit well next to this team. Guys like Nikola Topic, they probably won't show their value until their 3rd season. And that's when you guys are really going to need them. So keep those picks.
You want good young players? Check. Great picks? Check. Rockets got everything you need to win a rebuild except one thing. But I am pumped that you guys are liking my food. They message me all the time saying people are boner. Elite coach, young talent picks, but you can't win a championship without a top 10 player. In recent championships, I'm saying Kawhi was the best player in the world in 2019. LeBron, #2 in 2020. And The Ringer says Giannis is 3, Steph 7, Joker 1, Tatum 5. Point is, Rockets ain't got one of those. Or do they?
Reed Shepard's the real deal. He is not Steph Curry, but I think he is the closest thing to Steph Curry that we've seen in a long time.
I'm right there with you, Tom.
I'm sorry. That's crazy. That is crazy, bro. That is crazy. That's what I'm saying, man. People take summer league runs way too serious. Like Reed Shepard's gonna be great, but he's still gonna have to find a way into that rotation, man. That's still a tough rotation. Like to say,
What?
I'm not even gonna waste
Not
my
only
time.
does respected NBA writer Tom Haberstroh call Reed Shepard the closest thing to Steph Curry, but then Kevin O'Connor doesn't disagree. He says, "Yeah, I'm right there with you, buddy." What? I mean,
No,
Reed
he's
was
not.
taken
He's
number
not.
3 in the
He
NBA
just don't
draft,
wanna
but
start that
immediately
debate.
GMs changed
Reed,
their minds
let's
because
relax.
according
Let's
to an
relax,
anonymous
okay?
survey,
Let's relax.
He should have gone number 1. Who will win Rookie of the Year? Reed Shepard, obviously. Best player 5 years from now? Easy, Reed Shepard. So what changed between the draft and now? Well, in college, dude came off the bench. He played off ball a ton, but at Summer League, he ran the show, dominated everybody, scored at all 3 levels, ran the offense. Look at Reed, cross up Bronny, easy blow by, create an open 3. And this Bronny kid, don't know if you've heard, got a guaranteed $7 million contract, so you know he's good. But I am worried about one thing. Okay, how many times have we seen overhype from the Summer League? I mean, people were worried that Reed could get to the rim in the NBA at just 6'2", but then he does it in Summer League, so now people are like, oh, never mind, he's good. Plus, how many top 10 players, which you need, are over 6'2"? I'll tell you, 0. Number 11 is 6'2", Jalen Brunson. Then you have to go all the way down to number 16. The next guy is Donovan Mitchell. But the Rockets might have a different star already on their roster. When John Wall was in Houston, he raised a serious red flag. The coach then was Steven Silas. Not exactly Greg Popovich on the sideline, okay? Kind of soft.
Nah, he was
offense.
terrible.
And the Rockets had been losing for years. It was becoming part of the culture. So John Wall said to Jalen Green, "You are screwed. This is the kind of thing that ruins a young career."
Don't get used to this shit. It's not how the NBA is. Like I always talk to Jalen Green, Kevin Porter. This shit y'all getting away with over here. You go to any other teams, you be out the league.
You be
Like you wouldn't play.
You're not playing.
I wouldn't play.
No facts.
So I'm trying to explain that to them because they think it's sweet. And I'm like, if you ever get traded and go somewhere else, you can be like, this motherfucker was right.
Oh my goodness. So the Rockets did the unthinkable. Instead of trying for another top pick, they got better. Signed Fred VanVleet to a max. Got Dylan Brooks. But the biggest change was
Nah,
coaching.
I'm not gonna lie though. He ain't lying, cause it's like Jalen Green, Kevin Porter. These guys look like they were on an AAU team. That Rockets team looked like a real AAU team. Like that, there was no structure, there was no culture, there was nothing to that team. They just looked like an AAU team.
Udoka, who is like Greg Popovich, studied under him for years. Dude was famous for criticizing the Celtics players to the media. Even though they were all-stars, conference finals every year, he doesn't care. So when Jalen Green sucked on the Rockets, he got benched. Udoka was like, I don't care if you were the number 2 pick. So what? So all of a sudden, Alperen Şengün took a leap with all-star type numbers. And when Jalen Green got off the bench, he balled out. From late February on, averaged 25.6 boards and 4 assists, 37% from deep, and Houston went 16-8. But the best part, even while racking up wins, Rockets got rewarded with the number 3 pick anyway. The basketball gods love not tanking. So this summer, both Alpi and Jalen Green were up for new contracts. And I just told you they both played great, but no deal. Neither guy got paid. Why not? Maybe they want to see how those guys react to pressure, or maybe it's part of a bigger plan to sign a star. See, in the NBA, there's a weird rule. If a player is on his rookie contract, he's often then a restricted free agent, which means that you get first dibs. So if another team comes in and offers a max contract, his old team can match it and say, nope, we'll pay it, go away, and then you can go over the salary cap to re-sign your own players. So the Rockets can use cap space for a star, then circle back and re-sign Alpi and Jalen Green. It's what the Sixers did to get Paul George. Tyrese Maxey waited for a year to get paid, then they signed Paul George, and it all came together. But what star are they looking for? Well, free agents next summer are like rim protecting centers like Miles Turner or Brook Lopez, who should be a great fit next to Şengün. Then guys with a player option, Rudy Gobert, Nasri, Julius Randle, Brandon Ingram, Aaron Gordon. But they still need that superstar, and Houston's got a plan. If Phoenix flames out, the Rockets hold the Suns picks hostage for their rebuild. And before he retired, Woj even tweeted, the Rockets want to trade for Kevin Durant, which
All
is
right,
a
I'm
bold
gonna read
thing
this
to
real
come.
quick. The implications of the Rockets landing the Suns picks. Houston wants to trade for Kevin Durant, and that becomes far easier if they can return the Suns picks that they gave up in the Durant deal to the Nets. Suns have said they're keeping Durant for now, but that could change next season. But now Houston has the picks to make sure to make the Suns whole again.
And say, but it's also weird. I mean, why would the young Rockets go all in for a guy who is 36, not got past the second round since Golden State? No, the more obvious choice is Devin Booker. Turns 28 years old this year, a much longer runway to win. Trade could be the Rockets get Book and Grayson Allen. Suns get Fred VanVleet mostly for salary, plus Jalen Green, Cam Whitmore in control of 6 first-round picks. That is all the Suns picks back, plus 2 from the Rockets and 1 from the Nets. Now,
It's not a bad trade. Not really the biggest fan of giving up Cam Whitmore. Here, take Tari Eason. Take Tari Eason. I like Cam Whitmore. I want to keep him on this roster. But at the end of the day, Cam Whitmore is going to get an opportunity to ball out somewhere else, somewhere where he's going to get really heavy minutes. Yeah, man, I like it. I like it. I really like it.
happened after the trade deadline, the Rockets have to throw in some other pick like one of their own. And yes, it is a lot for Booker, but the Rockets still have Reed Shepard to play point, which Book needs next to him, Alpi at center, Jabari Smith, Dylan Brooks, and Amin Thompson for defense. You don't go all in for old KD or Jimmy Butler, who I know he's from Houston, he's good, he wants to get paid, the rumors will be out there, but you don't cash in your young players and picks for a 35-year-old. He's got to be young. And yes, you'd like a top 5 young player like Luka, but that's not realistic. For the Rockets, it will probably look like the Cavs getting Donovan Mitchell, a top 15 player who you surround with talent and hope for the best. But either way, the Rockets are cooking up something big, and we could look up in 5 years and say the West is dominated by OKC, Wemby, and the young, deep Rockets. But what if they got really...
All right, man, in totality, I think the Rockets have a real chance to land a superstar. I don't know who that superstar is going to be. The NBA has shown time and time again to be unpredictable, but with the picks they have, the young players they have, seems like a matter of time. This Rockets team does not have the luxury to have a top 5 or future top 5 player like the Oklahoma City Thunder had. So I think they're probably going to have to end up trading for somebody if they really want to get into that championship contention, unless Alperen Sengun just takes a major leap and becomes a top 5 player, or Jalen Green makes a major leap and becomes the top 5 player, or Reed Shepard actually is Steph Curry with a 40-inch vertical. Shout out to Mike Rizemba. But yeah, man, I think the Rockets are going to be in a very good position, but I do think this year they need to figure out what they have.